see you, San Jose State. I see you, NCAA. I see what you're trying to do here. I see what you've been trying to hide. If you had only read the Bible, and I'm not talking about the woke Bible, I'm talking about the real Bible. If you had only read the Bible, you would have known all along that nothing stays hidden. There is nothing that permanently remains in the shadows. There is a verse in the Bible. I want to say it's in the book of John in the New Testament. It says something to the effect of, the truth shall come to the light. Doesn't matter how well you disguise something. And believe me, Blaire Fleming was disguised very well. Doesn't matter how well you disguise something. Doesn't matter how many hairs you shave off the beard. You can apply all the Maybelline you want. You can implant the bosoms. You can dice the cucumber. You can hire the best surgeons at Woke Memorial Hospital. You can go down to the DMV and change your name from Braden to Blaire and change your chosen gender from male to female. But that does not change reality. That doesn't change the truth. And the truth is, Blaire Fleming was born as Braden Fleming. And when Braden Fleming took the first breath, that breath was taken with biologically male lungs. The thing is, if Braden Fleming wants to be called Blaire Fleming, if Braden Fleming wants to identify as female, who cares? I mean, no one cares. But people do care if Blaire Fleming is allowed to compete athletically against their daughters. And they damn sure care when the biological identity of Blaire Fleming is hidden and their daughters are sharing housing with Blaire without the knowledge that Blaire was born Braden. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. A couple of weeks ago, I told you guys about Blaire Fleming, the volleyball player from San Jose State, who is leading the San Jose State Lions or Spartans or whatever the hell they're called. Blaire Fleming is leading them towards an undefeated season where Blaire is clearly the most dominant player on the court. San Jose State is having an historic season. They're currently 8-0, and they've lost just 4 out of the 28 sets they've played this season. Now, I don't know much about volleyball. Well, actually, I don't know shit about volleyball, but with San Jose State having a distinct physical advantage over their opponents, and my inside sources are telling me that opposing players, they are referring to Blaire Fleming as Queen Kong. But with San Jose State having a clear physical advantage over other teams, I would assume they are the favorites this season to win the national championship, or whatever the hell they call the national title in college volleyball. With that being the case, you would think teammates of Blaire Fleming would enjoy riding the cape all the way to a national title. One particular teammate, she's not having a good time this season. Matter of fact, she is having such a miserable time that she is suing the NCAA, and hopefully she will win. But before we get into that, let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my friends at the Soapster. Most men don't realize this, myself included, but a lot of the soaps that we are using, they contain chemicals that could lower our testosterone. Now, unless you're a man aspiring to be a woman, the lowering of your testosterone, that is no bueno. Soaps made by the Soapster, they contain 0 chemicals, which means when you step out of the shower, you step out with the same toxic masculinity that you stepped into it with. Another nice item offered by the Soapster is their shaving soaps. They are designed to be used with a shaving brush and a shaving mug. You simply put the shaving soap into the mug, add a little water, and it forms a comfortable lather that provides a smooth shaving experience. And just like the bar soap, the shaving soaps, they contain no harsh chemicals. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL10, BTL10. Save 10% off your first purchase with the Soapster. Brooke Slusser. She is a starter on the San Jose State volleyball team. She's also one of the leaders of the team because she was selected as one of the captains. Last year, Brooke Slusser, she transferred from Alabama to San Jose State. Now, from what I understand, she was recruited by San Jose State to transfer. Now, that is very, very important to remember. Now, me personally, I have never been recruited by an athletic program in college because I wasn't qualified, so I have no idea what the process is like, but I am assuming that recruiters would be willing to share pertinent information with potential recruits. Pertinent information like, oh, I don't know, we are probably going to win the national championship because we're letting Fran Formerman compete on our team. Upon arriving at San Jose State, Brooke Slusser, she began sharing a residence with four of her teammates. With these being four girls in their late teens to early 20s, I'm sure there were plenty of slumber parties and late night talks about boys, which might have been a little bit uncomfortable for Blaire Fleming because Braden used to be one. Blaire Fleming was one of the roommates that was assigned to live with Brooke Slusser. Now, this was not some random designation. They didn't pull names from a hat, and the four names that came out first were assigned to live with each other. The reason that Brooke Slusser was assigned to live with Blaire Fleming is because Blaire Fleming asked the university to pair them up. Now, for a while, everything was all good. Perhaps Brooke Slusser thought that she had formed a new friendship. I found a new bestie! But then things took a turn for the worse. Last spring, April 2024, those pesky reporters from Reddix, they published a story claiming that Blaire Fleming used to be named Braden Fleming. Now, obviously, Brooke Slusser was now uncomfortable with her living situation, and she was uncomfortable with the volleyball team. But that's okay. That's okay. With every problem comes a solution, right? Since there are adults on campus, I'm sure Brooke Slusser could take her concerns to the administration and university officials, and they would handle this problem with a quickness, right? I mean, there are so many potential solutions here, shouldn't be that hard to think of one. For starters, the university, they could remove Blaire Fleming from Brooke Slusser's dorm. They could also remove Blaire Fleming from the girls' volleyball team. Me personally, I am always looking for the easiest solution to any problem, and to me, those seem like the easiest solutions. Unfortunately, officials at San Jose State, they saw it a bit differently. Once the general public found out that Blaire Fleming used to be Braden, they told the girls on the volleyball team that they should never speak about Blaire Fleming with outsiders. They should never speak about Blaire Fleming with anyone outside of the volleyball team. And if they violated this woke commandment, if they spoke publicly about Blaire Fleming, formerly being known as Braden, things would go badly for them. And those aren't my words. Those words came directly from the complaint filed by Brooke Slusser in the Title IX lawsuit that she filed against the NCAA. According to the lawsuit, the NCAA, they have violated Title IX by not guaranteeing women equal opportunities in sports. Translation: the NCAA is allowing biological males to compete on the women's team, and that is taking away opportunities from women who were born without the capability to grow a beard. San Jose State, they have told the women on the volleyball team that they are following NCAA rules by allowing Blaire Fleming to play. And look, perhaps San Jose State and the NCAA, perhaps they believe that they are doing the right thing here. If that's the case, why did they feel such a strong need to hide this? Why did they feel the need to hide the former identity of Blaire Fleming? I thought allowing transgender athletes in sports was a sign of progress. I thought this was something that should be celebrated. When this was happening at the Tokyo Olympics in the summer of 2021, when it was happening with Leah Thomas, the mainstream media, they celebrated it like it was an accomplishment. But with Blaire Fleming, the mainstream media seems to be exercising their right to remain silent. There has not been a single mainstream media outlet that has picked up this story. We covered it here on the channel a couple of weeks ago. Reddix, they reported on this back in April, but for some reason, there hasn't been a single mention of Blaire Fleming in USA Today, the Washington Post, nothing from the worldwide leader in woke, ESPN, the same ESPN who celebrated Leah Thomas as Woman of the Year. I wonder Why? Brooke Slusser, she stated that she does not want Blaire Fleming to be bullied. And look, no one wants that. But she also wants her teammates. She also wants opposing players to compete in a safe environment, or as the woke media would call it, a safe space. Brooke Slusser, she is worried about the safety of other players when they are competing against Blaire Fleming. I would imagine that she is also worried about her own level of comfort while living with Blaire Fleming. Imagine if this was your daughter. She receives a scholarship from San Jose State to fulfill her dreams of playing college volleyball. She is paired with roommates, and she calls you one day and says, "Daddy, one of my roommates used to be a dude, help me." As her father, what would you do? I know the first thing I would do. I would find the first available apartment and I would move my daughter into it. I don't care how much it cost. I would not want my 18, 19, 20-year-old daughter being uncomfortable in her own home. This is nothing against Blaire Fleming. There's been no indication that Blaire Fleming is a problem in terms of behavior or anything like that. I would imagine that most of the girls on the volleyball team got along with Blaire Fleming before their identity was revealed publicly. And perhaps they still get along with Blaire Fleming. The problem is not Blaire Fleming. The problem is the university. The problem is the NCAA. The problem lies with the people who are supposed to be the adults. You know, college used to be a place where young boys and girls went to grow into young men and women. Nowadays, it seems like young boys are going to college and they are coming home as young women. But good for Brooke Slusser and her parents for having the courage to take a stand. They are not suing Blaire Fleming, nor should they. They are suing the root of the problem, the NCAA. The question is, will they win? You tell me. I mean, I would think this would be an open and shut case, but nowadays, who in the hell knows? Also, what would you do if this were your daughter caught in the same situation? Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys here on the second channel shortly.